Hey YouTube, Rob again, back bringing you a brand new video. Today I thought I might do something perhaps a little bit different. Might perhaps do a few sort of unboxing style videos, just of some sort of parcels that I've got recently. So I've got a couple here to sort of unbox on camera for you and sort of show you what I got, and might do perhaps a bit of a DVD Blu-ray update, I suppose, or Blu-ray. I think it's all Blu-rays pretty much. Well, as far as I know, it's all Blu-rays. Yeah, so we'll get into it. Got my trusty pair of scissors here. I've actually got a parcel here from Kevin, DrHasslein. He sort of sent me a surprise package, which I didn't sort of know about. I did sort of send him one, sort of a package a few weeks ago, and he must have decided to send me one back. He didn't need to send me one back, but that was, very generous of him. I do appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks a lot. I have absolutely no idea what's inside, but I thought I might perhaps do a bit of a sort of a reaction style unboxing. Okay, so I've got the box here, so I'll get my scissors out and we'll cut it open and see what's inside. Alright. Bit of packing stuff, which is always good. Okay, there's actually a note here as well, so I'll read that. So, dear Rob, I've sent you a little something to say thank you for your kindness and generosity throughout the year. I would have sent you 3 titles, but Big W did not split their orders, so we're both now waiting. I think, yeah, I did. Me and a few other people sort of ordered some orders from Big W, and some reason they're very slow to ship them out. And I'm still waiting for some, and pretty sure Kevin's still waiting for his order too, or at least some of his order anyway. I think it's just because Christmas time, I suppose, and they recently had like a 50% off Blu-rays for one day, which is a great deal, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people jumped on that. So I think they got sort of swamped with orders. Anyway, hope you enjoy the movies I sent you, and once again, thank you. Merry Christmas from your friend Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. All right. Ooh, it's all wrapped up too, which is very cool. Right, where do we open it up? Oh, yeah, looks like some DVDs. Ah, wicked. The man who wasn't there. I think Kevin did like a review of this when he was doing his films from every year in my life sort of series that he was sort of doing, where he sort of talks about sort of 3 movies from each year, sort of leading up to the current year. This is one film that I sort of listened to him talk about, and it actually sounded really interesting. So I was actually, this is actually really good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving this a watch. It's got Billy Bob Thornton in it, and it's supposed to be a really good movie. So thanks a lot, Kevin. I really appreciate that. I'm really that's great. Cool. Okay. Oh, I also got the I think it was another movie. I think he was talking about as well, and he was sounded like a really good movie too. The Caller. So yeah, very good. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Yeah, really. So The Caller. The man who wasn't there. Yeah, definitely looking forward to watching these two. So big thanks, Kevin. Yeah, really appreciate it. I've also got a Christmas card as well by the look of it. I'll just open that up now as well. Yeah, pretty cool Christmas card. Dear Rob, thank you for your support, kind words, and of course friendship this past year. Wish you have a Merry Christmas and happy safe New Year from Kevin. Very good. Yeah. Same to you, Kevin. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Really appreciate that. Yeah, cool. So that's my sort of surprise package from Kevin. Awesome. As I sort of said before, I do have another parcel here. I did sort of have 2 orders. I ordered sort of a big pile from Big W, Then I also ordered a order from Big W. I thought I might sort of wait till both packages came. I was going to, do what I'm doing now. Do like a, sort of an unboxing sort of style video of both boxes. For some reason, Big W's real slow to post. So I did sort of end up sort of opening this one up and watching a few of the movies. So we'll just pretend that I haven't opened it up, which is a bit cheating, I suppose. Anyway, so I'll get my scissors and pretend to open it up. That was probably a good thing because I have actually I hadn't sort of watched some of these movies, and I did sort of get around to watching a few of them. So so I'll sort of show you what I got. What sort of thing you perhaps are doing as I did think I did last year, like my top 10 favourite films of the year, of 2013. But I had sort of found I'd only sort of watched about 9 movies, and I thought that really wasn't enough. So I sort of decided, well, I might go and sort of buy some of the ones that people are saying the film of the year, or some of the best ones that are supposedly that have sort of come out this year. So I did sort of buy a few of them and gave them a watch. So we'll get started. First one here is called what's it called? The Place Beyond the Pines, which I have heard people say it's the movie of the year. So I did sort of give it a watch, and you have to say, I was perhaps a little bit disappointed with it though. I didn't think it was necessarily the film of the year or whatever. I think it was definitely a well-made movie, and I can kind of see why people would think it was a really good movie. Stars Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, Eve Mendes, Ray Lolita, all-star cast. I just sort of think it just didn't sort of grab me as the way as it should have done. The characters just didn't sort of grab me. The storyline didn't sort of grab me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the characters, nothing wrong with the storyline or any of that. I just felt it was it just didn't grab me for some reason. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why. But essentially, it's sort of the beginning of the film. It sort of starts out with Ryan Gosling, and he's kind of playing a bit of a similar sort of character to what he was sort of playing in the movie Drive. Sort of he's sort of like I think he's like a circus or something. He sort of does like stunts on his motorbike, sort of thing. So he sort of goes from sort of town to town and sort of travelling, and he sort of has a bit of a thing with Eve Mendes, and when he sort of comes back, I think it's like 12 months later, and finds out that she's actually pregnant, and she's actually had a son sort of while he's been away, and he sort of finds that it's actually his son. So he has to sort of decide whether to sort of stay with her or continue on on the road type thing. But it's sort of a film of sort of 3 parts. You've sort of got the Ryan Gosling story, and then it sort of goes on to a story about sort of police corruption, and then it sort of goes on to Ryan Gosling's son and a son of the policeman sort of thing. And I mean, it's all sort of linked together. I won't sort of go into details of how it's all linked together, but there is a sort of link all between sort of the 3 sort of stories, I guess, or the 3 parts, I suppose, because it's all the same story in a way. But I don't know. It was a great. I think it was a good film, and obviously before, like well made, great characters, etc. But it just didn't grab me as much as it should have done. So that's Place Beyond the Pines. Another film that I'm pretty sure it's from this year. Another sort of film that was supposed to be really good. Silver Linings Playbook. It's got Bradley Cooper in it again. Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Jackie Weaver, and Chris Tucker. This is a bit of an odd film. This year sort of got Bradley Cooper, and he's actually just been in I think it's like a mental hospital sort of thing, because he sort of, one day he sort of comes home and sort of finds his wife sort of, sleeping with another man. He basically goes nuts and basically sort of beats up the guy. But he's also discovered he's also got, I think it's bipolar as well. So that's sort of why they sent him to this mental hospital sort of thing. And at the sort of beginning of the film, his mum sort of comes to get him sort of thing and releases him from the hospital. And he's got sort of one goal, and that's to sort of get back with his wife, and that's pretty much all he talks about through pretty much the whole movie. That's that's his goal, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what so he's trying to be a good boy, I suppose, and do everything right, and work on himself to be a better person, and it doesn't necessarily work out, because things happen. He he gets into trouble and gets into fights. So he doesn't mean to, but that's what happens. And he also sort of says what's on his mind. He can be very sort of rude and just sort of says exactly what's on his mind, even though it's a really horrible thing to say. He still says it. And you've also got Jennifer Lawrence here, and her husband's just sort of died, and that's sort of really affected her, and some way she also sort of goes off the rails as well. So they sort of both meet, and in some ways are sort of they're both damaged, I suppose, in some ways. So they both sort of find sort of comfort in each other, I suppose, in some sort of ways. I think I did sort of like it to a certain point. It was quite entertaining and very, it was different and a bit strange, I suppose. But also in some other ways I didn't really like it too, because to me I got the impression that it was sort of someone's making fun of people with mental illness. Like the movie, it's not really a comedy, so you can sort of, I guess in some ways you can sort of poke fun at people with mental illness if it's supposed to be a comedy, but it's not a comedy. It's more of a sort of a kind of a light-hearted sort of drama, I suppose, in some ways. So I was sort of a bit, I thought that was a bit, I don't know. I sort of found that a bit sort of off-putting in some ways. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing to do, sort of poke fun with people with mental problems. But I guess on the other side of that too, though, I guess in some ways it was sort of not necessarily maybe not necessarily making fun of it, of mental illness, but more sort of saying that it's trying to find a way to sort of accept it. And it's not necessarily as bad as people sort of say it is, and like it just there's no reason to sort of be uptight about it. You can as probably people's doing, you can sort of say what's on your mind, and it's in some ways I guess that's probably I guess somewhat sort of healthy maybe to sort of just sort of say what's on your mind. It's obviously going to get things out there and get things talked about and get things done. So I mean, maybe it wasn't necessarily poking fun at mental illness, but it's I don't know. But it's definitely a I don't know. I didn't think it necessarily was that fantastic as some people sort of made it out to be, but there was a few elements there that I did actually think were quite good, and it's a film I perhaps need to watch again, I think, because to get it a bit more of a broader picture of it. But I mean it was good, I think, but it just didn't sort of blow me away as I don't know, as perhaps I was expecting it to, sort of thing. So that's Silver Linings Playbook. This one is actually a film that I already do own, but this is sort of the special 3D edition of it, with a really nice sort of cover on it. I have seen the steelbook of this, and that was quite nice, but that was rather expensive. So this is probably the next best thing. I got the Wreck-It Ralph sort of special edition sort of thing. So I thought that was really cool sort of artwork on it. So this sort of comes with a really cool sort of slip cover, which is actually really nice. I think it just it's actually really cool. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. Very nice. That thing it's just got the standard Blu-ray thing in there as well. Yeah, it's like the Blu-ray 3D. Yeah, it's a 3D disc, DVD copy, and then the digital copy in there as well, I think. Very nice. Okay, what's next? I'm going to pick up, I haven't sort of seen for quite a while, Evil Dead 2. Great movies, these ones. I did watch the first one a little while ago, and I did sort of watch the remake a few months ago, and that was really good. I really did like the remake, actually. But it's been a while since I've sort of seen this one, though, so now I just need to get part 3 now. It's Evil Dead 2. A film that I've sort of been wanting to sort of pick up for quite a while, and it's probably one of the only sort of, kind of romantic comedies that I kind of like, I suppose. It's kind of It's also a bit of a Christmas movie too. I think Hannah, Ms. Poppy 90 was talking about this film the other day. I think she also picked it up as well. So this must be the 10th anniversary of Love Actually, which I think is just for a really good movie. This one, really great sort of British romantic comedy, type movie. There's pretty good some stars in this too. Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley, Bill Nighy. It's also got Rod Atkinson in it too, apparently. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember he being in it. Anyway, he must be in there somewhere. This is a great film. Yeah, really just sort of fun, and you're just about all these sort of different sort of couples, around Christmas time, and agree with that one. A few sort of classics. Hitchcock's Vertigo, which I have sort of seen once a little while ago, and it was pretty good, I thought. I was a bit disappointed perhaps at the end of it. I mean, it was not necessarily that it was a bad ending. I think I just was kind of hoping for a bit of a more happy ending, but anyway. So that's Vertigo. It's a really nice addition, actually, that one. I think these must be fairly new releases, I think, too. So I've got, Vertigo. I've also got Rear Window, another great sort of Hitchcock movie. Definitely looking forward to rewatching that one. I feel I have sort of heard sort of mixed things about, actually. It's called Cloud Atlas, with Tom Hanks and what's her name again? Oh yeah, Halle Berry. I don't think I know all that much about it, to be honest, but I have heard it's a bit of a sort of a fantasy sci-fi type movie. It's supposed to be really long, but 3 hours or something. But I think it's directed by one of the directors, same director that did Run Lola Run, and I did sort of like that movie. So this is sort of one of the reasons I sort of picked it up. So that's Cloud Atlas. Okay, I got one here. Actually, these two are actually very sort of similar sort of premise to them. That's sort of why I picked them up, because I thought they both sort of sounded good. Pretty sure I watched the trailer for. I think I watched the trailer for the second one. Anyway, so this one's called Safety Not Guaranteed. Who's in this one? Got Audrey Plaza, Mark Duplass, and Jake Johnson. This is basically sort of a. I'm sure a lot of people sort of read this sort of ad on the internet. Just someone posted an ad. Wanted someone to go back in time with. This is not a joke. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring your own weapons. I have only done this once before. Safety not guaranteed. Which is actually like a real ad that was actually placed in I think it was like a newspaper or a magazine. I have sort of seen it on the internet, sort of floating around. So I always assumed it was like an actual real person to actually sort of, create this ad and sort of set it in. But apparently it was just a joke by the people who did the newspaper or the magazine. That, just trying to fill in some space. So that someone came up with this idea of just posting this. But I guess this film has just sort of taken that idea on board and sort of made a movie about it. So you've got sort of Audrey Plaza and these two people here. I think they work for like a magazine or something, and Audrey Plaza is like an intern, same as this guy here. He's kind of like I guess not necessarily the boss, I suppose, but they do sort of go away. All three of them go on this to sort of find out more about this story and try and find the person that's posted this, written in this letter type thing. Because they want to know whether he's having a joke or he's deadly serious type thing. It just sounds like a really good news story for them to do. So that's what they do. The film just sort of goes on from there. I won't go into too much detail really. But it's actually not too bad. It's like an indie film sort of thing. But it's actually not too bad of a movie. Just a bit sort of quirky, and Audrey Plaza's she's pretty cute, I suppose, and very interesting sort of character. The film itself is probably a little bit sort of there's a few sort of loose ends that aren't really sort of dealt with towards the end, and but some of it just sort of you just sort of feel a bit sort of underwhelmed, I think, by the end of it, and a bit sort of wanting more from it. But it still was a pretty sort of fun watch, I think, and I think there are sort of some things that are sort of going on. If you sort of watched a few times, you might sort of pick up on certain aspects of it, I think. But I thought it was, it wasn't too bad. It was just a, fun sort of watch, that one. That's safety not guaranteed. This one's called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, with Steve Carell and Keira Knightley. This one's, I'm pretty sure I watched the trailer for this one, and I had sort of no interest in sort of watching it until I sort of watched the trailer, and I thought the trailer actually made it look, quite like an interesting film, I thought. So I'd, thought I might pick it up and give it a watch. Essentially, it's just sort of about, I guess, just the end of the world, I suppose. Like, this is going to be this, I think it's like a meteorite or something's going to hit the Earth and, obviously, blow up the world. So this is going to happen in, I think it's like a few weeks' time or a month's time or something. So all the people on Earth sort of know about it, and they just got to sort of, work out what they're going to do themselves, till the end of the world, type thing. So I suppose in some ways you probably think there'd be, a lot of, riots and chaos and, people just running amok and stuff, but it's a bit different in this film. It's some, there is a little bit of that, I think, there's a riot scene in it and a few things. But there's also a lot of people that just go about their normal lives. They go to work every day and, sort of, not necessarily, but pretend, nothing's happening, but I suppose they just don't know what else to do, so they just go to work every day and just sort of wait for the end of the world to happen, I guess. Which is what Steve Carell does. Just, goes to work. And, he's very sort of, single, and he's very lonely, and I think his wife left him, some time ago, and he does sort of end up meeting up with Keira Knightley, and they sort of hit it off, and Steve Carell's trying to track down his old girlfriend, so that's what he's doing, and she also is trying to hook up with her parents. So they both sort of, go off together, and them two, and they sort of have an adventure along the way, and as you can probably tell, they kind of fall in love, and sort of thing. Which you can probably sort of guess that, I suppose. But I thought it wasn't too bad, I thought. Just sort of fun, sort of quirky movie, and I think that if Keira Knightley hadn't sort of been in it, I probably wouldn't have watched. I sort of would have stopped watching the film, because I sort of found the Steve Carell character just to be really boring and not very interesting. I mean, I think that's supposed to be his character, obviously, I suppose. Very sort of boring person. But he was just, I just didn't sort of really enjoy him much. I probably wouldn't have really enjoyed the film that much, I don't think. Just sort of watching him on screen. Keira Knightley was a bit more, she was a bit sort of a bit crazier and more, more interesting to watch, I suppose, which I think sort of helped the movie. But it wasn't necessarily the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was, it wasn't a bad watch. Yes, so that's it. That's all the stuff I've sort of got from JB Hi-Fi. Big thanks again to Kevin for that package, for those movies. Really pleased to get them, because they did sort of sound like they'd be, really good movies. So I'm definitely looking forward to, checking out both of those. So big thanks to him again. Big thanks to everyone watching my video. Give me a thumbs up if you want, or a thumbs down. Leave me a comment if you've sort of seen any of these movies. I'd love to sort of hear your thoughts. So that's it. And yeah, bye.